Well, howdy everyone, Cowy, your average sim racer here. We're back in the V8 Supercars Gen 3 for round 5 of Season 2 2025.
Your exit is clear. Watch the white line.
And we are at Donnington Park. Apologies for getting this one out a little bit late. I actually had done this recording last night and done both the dry and wet aspect. Went to go and edit it and there was a problem with the audio, so I'll have to jump in and do this all again. But, whoa, another tricky track that we've been handed. This is, again, very technical. It's all about car placement to get the most out of it. And, you know, you go so close to sort of risking that 1X or really going close to using all of the track limits that, you know, I think it's, you know, like the fast guys are getting down into the 31s. I'm going to be happy with a 32 or a 33. I think this is quite a technical track and probably definitely not at, you know, my peak sort of speed, I think. As far as setups gone though, I tried the BRS setup here and I didn't like it. So I've actually gone back to an Oran Park setup. It's the same setup that I used on Monday night at Mid-Ohio. Picked up the W in the bottom split, pretty stoked. But yeah, it's pretty similar to that. And a lot more stable in the rear for me, I was finding. So I think at the moment I'm starting to understand the setups a bit more. But, you know, again, it's still a whole work in progress. All right, now we want to try and get tight here so we can get on the accelerator. Be careful, the car wants to light up and spin on you, especially, you know, with only one lap of prep. We're braking just before the end of the blue arrow, back to 4th. If you need to go back to 3rd, do that. I think it's much of a muchness 3rd or 4th there. Stay over to the right. You short shift and sort of through the gears, and again looking for the kink in the white line there, and then trying to cut that corner as much as you can while keeping your tyres still inside the white line. That one there you can cut as well. You go right out wide, looking to brake about where the sign is, back to 4th. Again, get as good an exit as you can. You're looking to brake about a car length from the top of the crest. It's a blind corner, but you really want to try and sort of stay mid-track, double apex that and get a good run onto the back straight. Because if you can get a big long run there, you know, it's really going to help you. Braking just before the second sign, back to 4th. You're going to brake more than you think here, because the chicane, I just gave up a bit of it. But, you know, it's that flick there is one of the reasons why I was struggling with the VRS setup. All right. We got an okay exit out of there, and we're looking to brake again where the line is there, back to 3rd, and looking for that nice sort of tight run onto the straight, smooth on the throttle so the car doesn't step out. All right, I think I'm into the 33s there. Let's see if we can get a 32. I think the quick guys are doing 31s and maybe even 30s in quali. You see, I'm still trying to get through that in 4th. I'm not sure. Like, some of the quick guys are going back to 3rd. Others are staying in 4th. Try and cut this a bit more if we can. And we did. I don't know if there's much more of a margin to go there, but that would have been pretty close to the line.
30. Sector 1 is 0.32 off the base.
Oh, get the car turned in. Completely blind that corner, so you got to sort of pick your line, hope you've got it right. You can see there I've given a little bit up with a slidey exit. See if we can get a better exit here. No, even then, see, I just clipped that and got a 1X because I didn't get quite left enough. That is a really tricky corner, that one. You can see I made up quite a bit of time there because I finally did a half decent exit out of that corner, but that you're going to give up a lot of speed there if you get that wrong. All right, looks like we did get a 32 there, so I'm starting to find a bit of pace here. Oh, let's bring it around once more and bring it into the pits. Now, I have to shift back to third. Little cheat there of the paddle. You can see there, just that's half a second I've given up there now. So I probably should have realised I needed to go back to third earlier. Alright. Well, we got a good run there. So maybe if you stay on the blue, because I think I was definitely inside the white line there. Bit more speed through this corner. But again, I probably gave it up compared to one of the other runs. I was trying to straight line that and gave up a bit more. Sometimes I think you're going to need to go back to third there for that. That's going to be a tricky corner, and I can see people racking up lots of incident points sort of dealing with it. So good luck out there this week, guys and girls. Alright, so let's bring it into the pits. Now, looking at the services, about a 30% chance of rain on the Aussie server. So we'll get back out there. Now we're looking to brake probably right at that where the wall is there on the right. So let me get a wet session fired up. I think I'm probably going to have to create one because I haven't seen a wet practice just yet. So stay tuned. We will get that done. Clear it. And we'll get back out and show you how to drive around this place in the wet. Cheers. Howdy everyone, Cowy, I'm back for the wet portion of this track guide here at Donnington. I've set the conditions to light moisture. The track is very damp, 19 degrees, so it's pretty cold. Yeah, very damp, so there shouldn't be puddles, but all of the bits that are slippery or that should be slippery are slippery. So, you know, some of the things that we do in the dry, we definitely stay away from doing in the wet. And of course, you know, the outlap in the wet is pretty diabolical, I think, as the tyres are still cold. Until you get a bit of temp in them, they can be a fair bit diabolical. But my general rules still apply. You stay away from as many of the curbs as you can. This corner here, certainly, because the car comes over the crest and gets light, I think I'm going to be going back to third there instead of trying to fly through it in fourth, because I think once the car gets light, you've just got no control over it. I'm braking it probably at the start of the curbing there, and this time, going back to third, you've got to use the curbing there. Those bollards, you know, as you can see, you just drive straight through them. And probably here, I'm probably going to brake just a little bit before the crest. All right, well, let's give it a go. Again, you know, the main principle is stay off those curves, stay off the lines. They're the things that are really going to hurt you around here. And again, the big heavy braking areas, there we're going to maybe look to go and brake in a different spot, because, you know, where there's rubber, I think I've set the track usage to 70%. So I'm not going to go over to the lines there. I'm going to brake probably a metre before it, go back to third for sure. Try and double apex it. Same principle in the dry, stay over to the right here. Just stay off the lines. Probably here you're going to stay in fifth instead of going to sixth. And again, looking for that kink to go back to fourth. This corner I'm going to cut. Cut that too much.
Watch the track limits, please, Andrew.
Alright. But I think you can get away with it because you're travelling through. This outside there's okay, but definitely stay off the outside here. I think is a bit diabolical. The inside's probably going to be better. But again, it's probably more the white lines than the actual curbing. Because of the 3D curbing, it's actually, you know, it got a little bit of grit. But the white line either side of it, or right next to it, is the thing that's going to be tricky. But, you know, you're going to be wheel spinning in fourth and fifth. This curb here, stay off it. So many times that white line has sent me flying in the wet. Oh, we managed to keep that going. Oh, there you go. Again, I could probably have gone a little bit more aggressive into the dip there, but you know, because the road's falling away, it just seems to me like you got a lot less grip than you think. Oh, a bit deep there. All right, well, there is a lap in the wet. All right, so what are we, about 11 seconds off the pace. Just waited a little bit longer there for my shift back to third. Let's try and be a little bit more aggressive here. That corner there, it's really hard to see in the gloomy conditions. So we'll do this without the big cut. That's better. We found good pace out of there, even with the wheel spin. I think that line there is rubbered up a lot, so it's not quite as wide as it should be. So not as slippery. Same thing with that one there. You know, a lot of cars sort of generally cross over it. Oh, definitely going over that corner in third. In these conditions. We're already up a little bit. There we go, a little bit of line, and that's what's going to happen. That was just the tiniest hint of line. So it's quite slippery, that, so there's what not to do. Alright, well, I don't know if we need to do another lap, so we might just bring this around and put it in the pits, but, I mean, the main objective here in the wet is to survive, so, you know, if you're on the pace, good luck to you, but I think, you know, the wet is definitely, you know, you've got to respect it. Even light rain conditions like this, the track can still be slippery at times. Alright. Same principle as the in the dry, you're braking at that you know, barrier there on the right.
3, 2, 1.
All right, well, there we go. There's a quick look at Donnington in the rain. I mean, quick in time, not as in times, but look, it's very much an interesting, tricky, technical track, and, you know, add water, I think it's just going to add mayhem. So, you know, if you get one of these races, enjoy it, and good luck to you. Anyway, we will leave the video there. Thanks very much for watching. Of course, if you haven't already, give me a like and subscribe. That would be awesome. We're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm, you know, 10 or 9 or 8 left. It fluctuates day by day. I get one, I lose one. So we're getting close, but really appreciating all your support out there. So thank you very much. Cheers.